This is the mushroom cloud created by the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. Looks big, doesn't it? It's equivalent to about 15-ish kilotons of TNT, or 15,000 tons. Pretty powerful, isn't it? Now imagine a bomb 3,000 times more powerful than this one. Then, you get this. Doesn't seem 3,000 times more powerful than the first now, does it? Oh wait, this picture was taken from 100 miles away. That cloud there is over 40 miles tall. And that second bomb? It also produced this. A ball of pure fire 5 miles wide. What was this bomb? Where did it detonate? And who made it? It's the mid-1950s. In the world of nuclear bombs, America is undoubtedly the leader. In March 1954, they detonated the Castle Bravo bomb, which was 1,000 times more powerful than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima. It was so powerful that most of the scientific instruments that were supposed to collect data from it were destroyed. The US military had to start using barges to detonate their high-yield weapons, meaning extremely powerful weapons, because if they tested the bomb on a small island, then the bomb would literally destroy the island. Then, 4 years later, in 1958, the US and the USSR agreed to stop testing nuclear weapons. What the Americans didn't know, though, is that the Soviets were working on a high-yield bomb all this time, since 1956. And by high yield, I mean high yield. You'll see why later. Fast forward a couple of years to 1960. The Cold War is starting to heat up. An American U-2 spy plane has been shot down in Russian airspace. Khrushchev, then the premier of the Soviet Union, was furious. How come the Americans were spying on them, and how come they were sending planes into their territory? The Soviet scientists began to outline their new bomb. It will have a yield of 100 megatons, over 6,000 times as powerful as the bomb dropped on Hiroshima. It's estimated that if that bomb was to be dropped on New York City today, over 8 million people would die and 6.6 million people would be injured. And that's not even counting the long-term fatalities from the radioactive fallout. The Soviets are calling this the Tsar Bomba, or the Emperor of Bombs. A year later, in 1961, the Americans' invasion of Cuba failed, and the Cold War heated up even more. At this point, the Soviets know that the Tsar Bomba probably won't be effective for use in real warfare. You'll see why later as well. They know that the bomb is solely to flex their muscles and to make the Americans sweat. The Soviets, though, have just run into a problem. If they tested their 100 megaton bomb, there would be an extremely lethal and hazardous amount of radioactive fallout that would hit the more populous areas of the USSR. Plus, the plane delivering the bomb would be destroyed by the blast. The scientists working on the bomb decided to stunt it, that is, reduce its yield by half to 50 megatons. They would do this by replacing the uranium in the bomb with lead. Remember, the Tsar Bomba and other high-yield bombs were all thermonuclear bombs, meaning that uranium wasn't the primary explosive. In August of 1961, the Soviets abruptly resumed testing nuclear weapons. The US, in response, did the same. Finally, in September of 1961, the first reference to a high-yield Soviet bomb was released to the general public. The Soviet premier, Nikita Khrushchev, made a reference to it in September of 1961 in a private conversation between himself and an American politician. The final bomb was almost 26 feet long and 7 feet wide, or 8 meters long and 2 meters wide. It was so large that the plane delivering the bomb had to have its bomb bay doors removed, and the fuel tanks located in the fuselage removed as well. Additionally, the bomb was given a parachute to slow it down, and to give the pilot some time to get away from the blast. Even so, the pilot was only expected to have a 50-50 chance of getting out of the blast alive. This was probably the main reason that Tsar Bomba wouldn't be effective in real warfare. Finally, at 11:32 Moscow time on October 30th, 1961, over Mityushika Bay, the bomb was detonated. And the results were astounding. The yield of the bomb was 50 megatons, as expected. That was over 3,000 times as powerful as the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. The mushroom cloud produced by the bomb was over 40 miles, or 65 kilometers, tall, over 7 times as tall as Mount Everest. The fireball produced by the bomb was over 5 miles, or 8 kilometers, wide. The flash produced by the bomb was visible in places as far away as Greenland and Alaska. Glass was shattered in windows almost 500 miles, or 800 kilometers away. Every single building in a village 34 miles or 55 kilometers away was destroyed. People were getting third-degree burns from as far away as 62 miles, or 100 kilometers. It was the single most powerful weapon ever detonated by the human race. Interestingly enough, since the uranium was replaced by lead, there was relatively little radioactive fallout. What were the reactions to the bomb? Pretty much everyone outside the Soviet Union disapproved. Why? Well, because the US and the USSR both stopped testing nuclear weapons, and barely 2 months after testing resumed, the Soviets tested something of truly astronomical proportions. 2 years after the bomb was detonated, all above-ground or underwater nuclear tests were banned by the Partial Test Ban Treaty, or PTBT. There has never been any nuclear blast more powerful than the Tsar Bomba since then. So, that's the story of the bomb that was over 3,000 times as powerful as the one dropped on Hiroshima. If you liked the video, then be sure to subscribe and like. If you didn't like the video, then press the dislike button twice, and then, for good measure, press the like button and subscribe. Thank you for watching Explained. New videos every other Friday.